What is up, folks? Reporting in here with a big juicy workout, back workout to be particular. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I'm now doing a push-pull legs. First time I've ever done a split like that in my life, which is surprising given that I feel like most people have already done it, at least in the very beginning of their fitness career. But here I am and I'm giving it a shot now. Now, if you notice in all of these back movements that I am doing here, I'm really trying to protract my shoulders as far forward as possible because I want to get the greatest stretch on the movement as I can. There's been a lot of studies lately that have been showing that you get the most hypertrophic stimulus at the weighted stretch, or at least the end range of any movement that you are doing, such as the very bottom of a row, at the very top of a lat pull down. You really want to try to emphasize that nice stretch before you just go right ahead and rush for another rep. As you can see here, I pull down and then I really try to feel that stretch first. You see how my scapula and everything just raises up because I'm feeling the stretch in my lats right before I pull down. Optionally, you can also pause at the very top of the stretch just to really put a bigger emphasis on it. Now, the only reason I won't do that all the time is because sometimes I also just care about getting my numbers in and progressive overloading, right? And there's many multiple ways of progressive overloading, and doing this pause weighted stretch is one of them. However, I'm just not doing that in this video. Now, these weighted stretch training types of training, I think they call it long lengthen partials, have become pretty popular. And honestly, I'm still not completely sold where I feel like everyone should just start abandoning full range of motion movements and just going straight to long lengthen partials. I think there's still more studies that are needed before we can just completely change up our training routine. However, based on where the science is going, it looks like the long lengthen partials are pretty good. They work pretty well. However, I'm also in the belief that you still can get a lot of benefit from the shortened position of certain movements as well. And even though they're not superior to like the weighted stretch, you can still get something out of them. And therefore, it's like you're leaving breadcrumbs on the table. You know, you're leaving a little crumbs that can make a small difference turn into a big difference over time. So that's why I feel like with full range of motion, it's still crucial if you want to get and milk the most optimal amount of gains possible. But anyway, that's my take on the long length and partial era that we are currently seeing. Obviously, more studies are going to be needed. But if you're a beginner, there's honestly no need for why you should be doing long length and partials. If you're a beginner, you just literally need to learn the technique of every movement, how to execute them correctly, how to train hard, train to failure. Once you've made a lot of gains like newbie games, then you can finally consider, like when you hit plateaus, I'm talking hard plateaus where you're like in the middle or end stages of your intermediate lifting career. That's when you can start considering things like long length and partials. But if you're a beginner, there's literally no need to consider them when you haven't even started training, or you haven't trained enough to begin with. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the whole entire matter. And yep, till next time, peace.